Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. We are Group 2 and we will be presenting how does light travels. Now, before we proceed to our topic, let's have first how does sunlight be able to reach Earth despite the large distance between the Sun and Earth? Paano daw yung sunlight coming from the Sun can reach us despite the napakalaki ng distance between the Sun and the Earth? Let's have Miss Amito to answer that.
How is sunlight able to reach Earth despite the large distance between the Sun and Earth? I think nag-travel yung light through the radiation papunta sa Earth.
Okay, very good, Miss Amito. Now let's proceed to our. Then how does light travels? Now we have learned from our previous lesson that light energy is very important to us. Now it's also very important. Why? Because of light energy we get to see the beauty of the world, beauty of our surroundings, beauty of the solar system because of light energy. Now light energy is known for being unique. Bakit? Because yung light exhibits dual nature. Sometimes it behaves like a wave, then sometimes it behaves like a particle. Now because of that, until now, yung mga scientists have been trying to study kung ano ba ang totoong nature ng light. Ito, kapag yung light daw, when it behaves like a wave, it behaves like a wave kapag ito daw ay when it is scattering, overlapping with another wave. At dahil dyan, napansin nila daw na yung light, na kapag nag-overlap isang wave, nag-overlap sa isang wave, light wave, na it creates interference. At yung pag-interference that is only able, kaya lang dyan na mag-exhibit ng ganyan ay yung wave. Now, there are another instances naman na yung light na nag-behave just like a particle. Just like when yung sunlight daw, it reaches the metals, na yung metals na nag-eject na electrons. And that is only possible if yung isang energy ay isang particle. Kaya dahil daw yung light na both behave as a wave and also as a particle. Now, in general, if yung light, na how does light travels? Diba yung question nung una, how does yung sunlight coming from the sun can reach us despite the huge enormous distance between the earth and the sun? At dahil po yan sa unang-una ay dahil yung light travels sa napakabilis na speed. Yung light speed na nothing can beat the speed of light. Ito na yung pinaka-known as the fastest speed of nature is the light speed. Now, kahit malaki yung distance between the sun and the earth na kayang i-cover na light energy yung distance na yun because of its incredible speed. Na yung light travels in a very incredible speed. Now, next, yung travels, it was mentioned by Miss Cassie, if I'm not wrong, yung light can travel even without a medium. That it can travel kahit wala yung air, kahit wala yung water. Yung light energy na can travel without any medium. Kaya yung light energy can travel across the space. Kahit empty space na kayang mag-travel na light energy. However, kahit na without medium, na yung light energy daw na can travel now not only in space, but it can also travel in another material such as in water. And then, next na naman yung light. Yung light naman na light travels in a straight path. Yung straight path, dire-diretso daw yan. And that's one of the fascinating about light energy dahil sa space, that means that even they can travel in a straight path forever. Kahit a billion years na they will keep on traveling in a straight path, not until it reaches something, just like us in Earth. Diba dito rin sa atin, diba napansin yung flashlight, dire-diretso yan yung path niya. However, kapag may object na comes into an object, ano nangyayari? It got absorbed and reflected. Now let's summarize. Yung light is traveling in a straight path unless Kagaya na sana ka kanina, parang yung light, yung nature ng light have been a controversy for a decade, even a century. Dahil the scientists keep on studying ano ba talaga ang nature ng light. Nung unang-unang nag-study siya, parang nag-declare na yung light daw is a particle, the made of particle is by Isaac Newton. However, there's another one na naman na isang scientist named Christian Huygens na sabi na yung light daw is behaves like a wave. Now, that keep on parang madami pa rin mga scientists na iba na nag-study kung ano ba talaga ang nature ng light. Now, in 20th century, si Albert Einstein na naipakita na nung sinabi niya na yung light is a rate of particles na doon na sila nag-conclude na yung light is a dual nature. It can behave like a wave and it can also behave like a particle.
Next one, before we proceed, I have a question.
Pas. Same din to, same din.
So I have here questions. When you hear the word waves, what kind of motion or image comes to your mind? Abdul Nasir? Ano ba yan?
Baby!
Waves or yung partner? Yes. Ang tawag doon is perpendicular waves. So,
Transverse.
types of waves. Let's first discuss the transverse waves. O yung tinatawag nyo na-imagine nyo or na-picture out nyo when you hear waves or motion. Now, transverse wave is an individual wave just moves up and down perpendicularly to the direction of the wave. Katulad din, nakikita natin dito na yung eyes is or when you kapag suta mo ba na pagpanan niya, di ba? Ito yung nangyayari. So, the amplitude is yung pagitan ng twist at ng through or ng wavelength. And then yung twist is the highest waves and then the through is the lowest waves. And then ang wavelength naman is yan yung pagitan ng dalawang through or wavelength. Now, let's proceed to the longitudinal waves. Ito naman is kapag, ano sa tingin nyo? Yung na-imagine nyo kapag naririnig nyo yung longitudinal waves. Ano to? Yung music system, di ba? Parang nag-vibrate na nag-vibrate. Yung bumabalik yung mga, anong tawag dito? Mga patterns or lines. And then, longitudinal waves is illustrated using a stretch, spring, or slinky. Yung slinky na ginamit natin ng experiment ng group 1. And then, slinky is a pre-compressed helical spring. It was invented by Richard James and in the early 90s, 40s. Same then, merong amplitude dito, yung pagitan ng dalawang wave, and then expansion kapag may expansion yung dalawang waves, and then yung wavelength is yung pagitan ng may amplitude dito sa waves na binigay ng longitudinal waves. Ang compression naman is kapag may nag-compress na parang basta compress kasi nga, di ba, parang like isang bagsakan din kapag nag-separate yung mga waves is parang tumagal siya din na nag-compress na naman. Yun yung, imagine nyo?
Yes.
So, compress and expansion ng waves, ng sounds, for like example.
Yes.
Yes, guys, yung longitudinal waves, yung compression and yung expansion ng waves. Na kapag, diba, kapag may compression, it means na parang isang bagsakan lang. Pero kapag nag-expand yung waves is parang Okay? Next one is the properties of lights and sounds.
So let's proceed to the properties of lights and sounds. The first one is wavelength. This is the distance from one wave or pulse to the next. This is the same as the distance from one beam or drop to the next. Okay, so ang wavelength is ibig sabihin siya yung nagdidetermine kung gaano kahaba yung isang tunog or sound and yung light. So, like for example, sa sound is, yung whistle. So, di ba yung whistle is yung parang, yeah. So, yung whistle is, it uses a high pitch but low wavelength kasi mabagal lang or mahina yung ginagamit niya ng wavelength. While yung sa drum naman is, di ba, parang sa drum is, di ba, malakas or malakas yung sound nito and it uses a low pitch kasi hindi siya Then while sa light naman ng wavelength, siya yung nagdedetermine kung gaano haba yung color ng isang object. Like for example, it's rainbow. So, di ba sa rainbow is mas na-emphasize doon yung color red compared sa mga blue and violet. Kasi mas mahaba yung wavelength ng color red compared doon sa violet. So, kasi di ba mas nauuna yung color red. Then, amplitude, it corresponds to the loudness for a sound wave or brightness for a light wave. Ibig sabihin ng amplitude is yan yung nagdedetermine kung gaano kataas or gaano kababa yung sound and yung bright ng isang light. Like for example sa light. So, di ba, frequency is kapag we compare the light or light bulb sa dim light is mas maliwanag yung bulb compare doon sa mga dim light. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na amplitude. So, sa frequency naman, it is the number of breaths or through the pass a point per second. Ibig sabihin ng frequency is, yan kung gaano kabilis natin ginagamit yung different wave. So, like for example, yung tunog ng pusa, di ba? Meow, meow. So, ibig sabihin yung frequency ng sound na yun is mahina. While yung sa sound ng aso is, di ba, mabilis yung kanyang sound. So, it uses faster frequency. Then sa period naman, it is the time taken to generate one complete wave. So, kapag itong period is yan yung ginamit natin na oras doon sa isang object. Okay, so, like for example, doon sa sound ng aso. So, di ba yung ginamit natin doon na faster frequency. So, ibig sabihin yung period doon sa sound is mabilis. While yung sa sound ng cat is, di ba, low lang yung frequency niya and yung nagamit natin ng time is mabagal. And malaki yung time na nagamit.
So let us now move on sa Yabasag ka?
My question po again is my
So let us now move on sa properties of waves. So, alam naman natin na that waves moves in a straight line. Like, for example, it's oceans or it's spread on like a spheres in the bottom or spread on the spheres
natin.
Kapag yung waves
Dapat
na
mo,
yun
ma.
is tumama sa boundary, sa wood, mayroon tayong mga nabubuo na different kind or different properties of a wave. So, ang mga waves properties na ito, this one, these four, so, ang mga properties of waves na ito is, ito yung parang paano nagbibigay or paano nabubuo yung iba't ibang waves. The first one is the reflection. From the word itself, reflection or tumatalbog. So, itong reflection is isa itong turning back ng waves kapag tumama ito sa isang barrier. So, ang may example nito is, imagine yung bola kapag binarang siya sa pader na imbes na tatago siya sa kabilang room is babalik siya. Ay, observe din kapag sa mga resort na, di ba, sa semento, kapag lumatama yung sa bumabalik siya. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na reflection. So, pero, ang feeling daw po, kailangan natin tandaan sa reflection is that kailangan yung, in order for us to makita yung waves na yun, is kailangan yung barrier or yung wall is kailangan malapad siya para mas ma-highlight or mas makita natin yung reflection.
Okay, sa refraction naman, parang same lang sila sa reflection, but sa refraction, when it is the changing of direction of wave or light, when it passes through a one medium or another. For example, dito, sa glass of water, di ba nilagay natin ang straw? Kapag lalagay natin ang straw sa glass of water, ano yung mangyayari? Di ba kapag yung straw, nilagay natin sa glass, parang yung straw, patangkulong siya o parang yes. And that is what we call refraction because the light or the wave na galing sa straw, na nadidifract niya, yung straw sa baba, kaya siya parang nabibend or parang putol. Ang simple example dito is kapag nag-swimming tayo, di ba kapag nag-swimming tayo, pagkakita natin sa pool, mababaw. Pero may typical madalam. It is because the sunlight na nagre-reflect doon sa baba, sa bottom of the swimming pool, nagre-reflect doon ng light, and kapag titingnan natin, para siyang mababaw. Pero kapag pumunta tayo doon, malalim siya. That is what we call the refraction. Sa diffraction naman, to make it simple, ito, para makita nyo. Sa diffraction, kapag may isang barrier, tapos yung wave is papunta siya dito, di ba nag-spread yung wave? Di ba may barrier, tapos for example, itong water, pumasok doon sa barrier na yan, tapos may butas dito, katulad nito, di ba yung wave is nag-spread? Yan yung tinatawag natin na diffraction, the spreading of wave kapag may barrier doon sa isang lugar. Yun lang. Ito yung refraction. Okay, next.
I-send na lang po yung video sa GCO. Okay, so let's move on to interference naman. Sa interference is nangyari yan kapag yung dalawa or higit sa waves yung nag-overlap sila, nag-intersect. Yun yung sa interference. So there are two types of interference. So the first one is the constructive interference. So yan naman is yung pag yung dalawang waves daw is nagsama, then parang kasama daw yung dalawang waves is parang pareho silang in phase, parang pareho pataas and bumababa. Then, ang nangyari doon is lumalakas yung wave kasi pareho yung direction nila. Then, while sa destructive interference naman is parang yung parang out of phase siya. Parang meaning is yung waves is opposite yung direction nila. And then, nangyari is parang humihina yung waves nila. So, yun yung dito sa destructive interference. So, let's move
onto the house sound travels. So, ang tanong dito, why do we sometimes see lightning but not hear thunder? Okay na? Why do we sometimes see lightning but do not hear thunder?
Kasi sa thunder ada bata buhay na mawalan
So, may pasalita kasi So, tandaan po natin na ang lightning or ang light ay mas faster siya na mag-travel kaysa sa sound. So, at ang lightning or light is, makikita mo siya in approximately 150 kilometers away. So, for example, nakatayo ako dito, tapos yung lightning is na mga 75 kilometers away. Makikita ko ba ang lightning? Yes. Kasi, hanggang 150 kilometers yung makikita mo yung lightning. So, sa ano naman kasi, sa sound naman is 15 kilometers away na. So, kunwari, yung 17 kilometers na lightning, maririnig ko ba yun? Hindi, kasi 15 gets? At saka yung sound is mas slower siya na nagta-travel kaysa sa light. Okay. So, ito din yung another discussion. So, yung air sa taas, sa atmosphere, mas malamig siya kaysa dito sa ground. So, yung tawag dito, yung baba ng sound wave ng thunder, gets niya yung sound niya. Di ba kasi sa taas, cooler doon. Tapos sa baba, warm. So yung sound, mas mabilis siya na nag-travel sa warm air. Gets? Tapos mas lower naman siya sa cooler. So yung sound wave na yun, yung sa baba niya, kaya hindi natin siya makita. Kasi yung sa baba, di ba, sa baba, warm siya. Tapos, mas mabilis. So, mas mabilis mag-travel yung sound pag warm. Ano nga yung ulit? Pag warm? Mabilis. Pag cool? Yes. So, ano mas mabilis? Light or sound? Light. Yes. Okay. Sir, Buhari.
Depende siya if malayo yung thunder or hindi. Kasi nga, kapag, di ba, for example, yung kanina natin, kapag yung thunder is malayo, kumbaga, hindi mo siya marinig, hindi siya malapit sa'yo. Unlike yung lightning na kahit malayo is ibang sound. So, para po masagot ito, ang tanong po dito is, how does temperature in the atmosphere affect whether we heard thunder or not? It's because yung temperature nga po, nag-a-affect siya kung paano mag-travel ang sound. Kasi nga kung yung temperature is mainit, mas mabilis na mag-travel ang sound. So, ganun lang po yun. So, dito naman po tayo sa how thunder is produced. Magkaiba po ang thunder sa rolling. So, ang thunder po is yung parang nagdidinig natin lang ng crash. Parang, gano'n. Tapos yung narinig natin kanina, ano yun?
Thunder of thunder.
Rumble siya kasi may kulog siya, kulog. Parang ano, mabilis siya. Gano'n. Kasi yung lightning parang crush lang siya.
Tama so
Ayan siya. So, bakit nga ba napuproduce? Paano napuproduce ang thunder? So, thunder starts with kidlat, lightning. So, nangyayari daw ang lightning, yung kidlat, pag yung mga electric charges. Ito. Yung mga electric charge dito, itong tawag dito. Electron, saka basta, yun mo, yung mga electric charge side, basta sila ni mag-heat, kasi sila ni tapos pag nag-heat siya, yun yung magiging
thunder.
Nandito tayo. Lightning is not just one point. So, a lightning bolt is actually long and irregular. Hindi yung makarinig ka ng lightning na mayroon ng 1, 2, 3. Ay, mga next na 1, 2, 3. Hindi ka doon. Iba yung sound niya doon. So, sound travels along different paths. So, sound waves ay nag-travel directly to you. Tapos, yung iba naman, kaya nag-rumble. Kasi nga, yung diba may mga hills, may mga trees, may mga ganyan. So, doon nag-bend yung sound. Nag-refract yung sound. So, kaya rumble yung nag-bend. Pero kung ngayon, kung malapit ka sa kidlat na yun, maririnig mo yung crash. Pero kung malayo ka, maririnig mo is rumble kasi nagka-travel pa yung sound. Tapos, nanatamaan niya yung hills, yung tree, yung mountains, kaya nag-refract yung sound. Sagot? Ito siya. Ayun, so, pag malapit ka doon sa ground na inanuhan ng lightning is crack yung maririnig mo. Pero kung magta-travel pag malayo ka, syempre magta-travel ang sound. So, maririnig mo is why does thunder last longer when you are farther from the lightning compared to when you are near? Ano lang answer? Kasi nga, pag nasa sige, single man daw. Bakit? Hindi ko makita. Hindi mo makita. Why does
Makita talaga.
bakit daw yung rumble is mas matagal mo siyang naririnig kaysa sa lightning?
Okay, just like what you mentioned earlier, kasi yung kasi di ba kapag malapit ka sa thunder sa thunder, syempre mas maririnig mo talaga yung impact nung pero pag nasa malayo ka, syempre matagal yung sound waves nung kaya
Okay, that's for my part.
kabiran.
Ang daming question. Well, nabagyan sa question ko.
Okay, so before we start, Miss Ampaso and Miss Dana, why can we hear sound from farther away at night, and what happened to the direction of sound waves when the air near the ground is warm and the air above is cooler?
Why
can we hear sound from farther away at night, and what happened to the direction of sound waves? First na kay tahimik to 1. all the mga supplement farm lang. Okay, so why does sound travel further on moon nights than on warm days? So, napansin nyo ba, kapag gabi is mas naririnig natin at mas malinaw yung narinig natin kaysa umaga?
Yes.
Kasi na-less yung noise. So, hindi lang yung tungkol ako sa katahimikan ng mga tao sa mundo. Kasi it's tungkol ito sa mga temperature. It depends sa temperature o di ko yung paggalaw ng sounds. So, at night, the air near the ground is cooler than the air higher up. So, kapag gabi is, yung sa ground ng lupa is mas malamig. And din sa taas is mas mainit. So, sounds travel faster in the warmer air. So, yung sound is nag-travel nang mabilis kapag warmer air. So, the section of the sound wave higher up travels faster than the section near the ground. So, the wave front is bent downward as in the figure to the right. So, kapag dito sa diagram is dito yung sa kapag gabi. So, yung sound is nasa taas. And then yung sound is, di ba, yung sa paggabi is sa umaga, sa baba is mas mahangin sa baba. And then sa taas is mas warm. And for example, kapag may nagkakanta sa gabi is mas naririnig natin kasi yung sound is pumupunta sa taas dahil yung warm air dito. And yung sound is pumupunta din sa taas and then yung sound is nagdadunward sa baba kaya mas nakunawan natin ng kabuti. So, kapag sa umaga naman is the air near the ground is warmer than the air higher up. So, the wave front is bent upward over the head of the listener. So, sa baba naman is, yung sa lupa is mas mainit dahil sa sun. And yung sa taas naman is mahangin. So, in that way, kapag mainit is mas malakas yung sound. And yung sound is pumupunta sa taas and then lumalampas sa head natin. So, tandaan natin is kapag yung sound is nag-travel siya nang mabilis kapag mainit and then sa pag malamig naman is hindi nag-travel ng mabilis.
Ay, bakit ako? Hindi ko rin kami.
Good morning, happy.
Good afternoon. Before I begin with my discussion, Miss Lumabo, have you ever wondered what would happen if you shouted in space? Anyone who is
Sa first question na if kumisra po si of course, parang pag-echoes ka niya. Then sa next second, with anyone hear you, if makakarating sa tao na possible naman.
the space as outer space?
In
space.
Kasi na parang ikaw sa gravity rule. Hindi ko i-run ka na. Pero if like, sulutakan sulot nila na possible na makasusulot Roma muna. Manila ko i-run. Kagito kasi parang communication ng mga astronaut, right?
Very good. Bigyan natin ng 5 pitik si Lumabo. Okay, next. Okay, astronauts cannot meet each other because of the lack of radio waves because of the lack of air. So, ang mga astronaut daw, kapag nasa outer space ang tao, hindi yan nakakapag-communicate. Kasi ang sound dito, yung naririnig natin na sound, itong boses ko, naririnig ko is isang wave. Ito yung tinatawag natin na mechanical wave. Wherein yung mechanical wave is kailangan nila ng mga video like air, object, para ma-transfer yung sound. Not unlike sa space na walang air, that is why hindi nakakapag-communicate ang mga astronaut. But pag suot nila yung kanilang, yung sinabi nga ni Lumabo, yung kanilang sinusuot, yung helmet, is parang may tinatap sila dito. Sino dito yung nanonood ng mga astronaut movies? Parang may tinatap sila dito sa kanilang ear, and then nakakapag-communicate sila within their range. Kasi galing dito is yung mga sound wave, doon is electric wave. That is why, kapag yung mga sumabog sa space is walang sound. Kasi hindi natin naririnig. For example, sumabog yung planet na Pluto. Hindi natin nakaririnig kasi walang sound. Walang air. Walang sound. Walang air. So, yun na. Kasi ang sound kasi dito, ang ginaano ng sound dito is yung atmosphere. Another question is inspiring. Have you ever wondered how bats fly in their caves? Paano daw yung wait lang, pakita natin si
Bats kasi they are not pregnant creatures. That's why they can see on their next life. So, kapag night lang sila nag-travel. Kasi nakakapagod.
may night vision?
Pregnant animals kasi sila nakakapagod. Kapag okay, makakapagod sila. Kasi katulad yung mga pusa, di ba? May night vision.
Okay, according to Miss Minswari, ang mga bats daw is nakakakita sa gabi. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, ang bats kasi, ang bats or
Paniki.
Okay, ang paniki kasi, ang ginagamit nila is yung kanilang
Kanina.
voice. Yung kanilang voice. Ano yung, paano ba? Miss, malapad. Maaari mo ba ang Okay, parang, pero may matutulog sa paniki. Kasi yung voice nila, yun yung ginagamit nila para malocate nila kung gaano ba sila kalayo sa wall. Yun din yung ginagamit nila kasi yung mga paligis, ginagamit nila yung kanilang tenga para makita nila kung yung gaano sila kalayo o yung distance nila. Ang tinatawag doon is, yung gumagamit sila ng method na echolation. Ang echolation is, ito yung pag yung boses nila is high pitch, yung boses nila o yung sound is tumatama dito sa wall, di nagbabounce back yung kanilang music. Okay, nagbabounce yung kanilang sound. That is why nakakarinig sila or nakakakita sila or nabubuhay sila sa mga malilim na lugar kasi gumagaling sila ng echolation. Pag pumunta kayo sa, for example, cave, nag-shout kayo. Like, di ba parang nagpa-bounce back yung boses nila? That is why. That is why nagpa-bounce back yung boses natin. Tapos, tumatama yung sound doon sa mga wall.
Baby girl!
Actually, kayo naman yung gagawa dito. Kaso, hazard siya kasi poster siya. So, gagawin na lang natin is tatanungin ko na lang kayo about dito sa poster para if ever meron talaga kayo natutunan sa mga discussion ng mga members. So, Miss Wally.
Target of the day.
Hi!
Si Cassie!
Kasi Cassie. Next na si Cassie. Ano po sinabi mo dito sa poster na to? Like,
About how you protect your nose.
protect from lava.
wear sunglasses. Di ba kapag study, like study is, mag-wear tayo ng sunglasses para hindi masira or mabulag yung mata natin. Then, for example, that is kapag super init, di ba? Drink a lot of water. So, 8 glass a day. At saka, stay. Okay, so for example, that is masyadong maingay. So, use earplugs or headphones. So, yung mga mahilig dyan ng headphones is huwag yung masyadong nakasan kasi pwede masira yung earphones natin. So, according to them is dapat is 60-60 rules. Hindi masyadong malakas sa left and right. So, I think that would be all for our part. Thank you.
Pasok. Next started.
Okay, so for the conclusion, sound and light will vary. The sound and light it depends kung malakas nito or hindi. And also, but they travel in different ways. So, yung night is travel sa mas mabilis travel sa cold way. Warm. How about yung sound, ha? Warm din yung same sila. So, gano'n. So, sound is like a material, like video, like air, water, or solid. Para makadaan sila, para makarating sila sa another side of the earth. Okay, so when I can travel through empty spaces, like for example, the Mandana example, they can travel as electromagnetic waves, which is outside the earth, yeah, and that is why we can hear sounds only where there is a matter, and we can also see sunlight reaching earth through the vacuum of space. So I think that's all for our research.